we're here at the beautiful Lake Ella for the 4th annual Science Saturday. This event, which is hosted by Rethink Energy Florida, gives kids hands-on experience in learning about science. Today, I'm officially Dr. Heather Teter, and I'm a specialist in all things science. As you can see, I've got my lab coat, check, my pens, check, and my glasses, check, check. So let's go get our science on, shall we? It was a great day in Tallahassee, and I was amped and ready to learn about science. I could already tell this event was going to be awesome. Why'd you come out here today?
Well, Haley is very interested in science, and anything science she loves, and we will always like to come out to science projects, science events. She just loves science. Haley, you want to tell them something about science?
Well, I do want to be a veterinarian, and veterinarians have to learn science, so...
So this is right up your alley, right?
Yep.
And as a mom, how does it feel to have your young daughter so interested in science?
Great, because science, you have to have science in everything you do. As she said, she wants to be a veterinarian. You have to have science and math, so I thought this would be great for her.
Why do you do this every year? What is the goal, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity to excite the imagination in every child, and the child and the adult too. The opportunity to do some hands-on experiments. It's a wonderful opportunity to bring the community together in something positive and fun. We've got about 70 folks that are out here today, and they come from all of the campuses, FSU, FAMU, TCC, a lot of the state organizations are here. The Meg Lab is here. They've come to all of the events. They've been very helpful helping this thing become successful.
You know what nitrogen is, right?
Not really.
Nitrogen is what you're breathing in right now, right? A lot of people think they're breathing oxygen, but that's only 20% of what's in the air. You're actually breathing mostly nitrogen. Here we got nitrogen cold enough that it becomes a liquid. And the cool things with liquids is that you can boil things in it. I'm boiling something here, not with heat, but because it's really, really cold. What's boiling is actually the nitrogen, because this graham cracker is so hot compared to the nitrogen that it boils. And it simply kills off all bacteria in it, and it tastes really great. You want to try it?
Tastes really good. Tastes like a cold graham cracker. It takes a whole new meaning of a s'more. It's like the reverse of a s'more, maybe. And so what do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor?
A doctor? So science is you need to know a lot of science to be a doctor, right?
Yes.
How does it feel to have a daughter who wants to be a doctor? You must be very proud, right?
I am. I hope she does it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. She went from a doctor to a ballerina, back to a doctor, so we'll see.
Hey, they're compatible, you know?
Yeah.
Very cool tables. Do you have a favorite table just yet?
I just went to this one over here. They were telling me about the water and how nasty the water is and what they have to do to clean it. And I have well water, so I know I have to get it checked out soon.
This is for picking up dog poop. If you're out on a walk and your dog actually has to go to the bathroom, don't just leave it there. We've got these little bags that make it easy to clean up. Because as we saw, remember how when it was raining, everything that's on the surface of the landscape gets carried into the water. And so everyone can actually do their part by picking up their trash. Do you want to have a turn?
Oh, we see that.
Spray? Looks like.
I'm on TV.
Today we are showing our watershed model. We use this as a demonstration to really help bring it home and help people understand that everything that you put on the surface of the land is going to end up in the water after a big heavy rainfall or other type of storm. Anything in the water, anything that you put on the surface of the land could end up in the water. So we show erosion, the problem of erosion, and what happens when soil washes into the water. So by the end of it, the kids love to use the spray bottles and make it rain, and then by the end of it, we end up with a really polluted lake here. And I think that helps people understand why it's so important. Rain today. You get stuff constantly washing into the water because of all that rain. One of our main messages is just personal responsibility. It's definitely each one of us plays a part, and so you might think it's not a big deal, but it really actually it all adds up. So we try to emphasize that you can actually have a positive impact.
Tell me what you're doing here today.
Well, we're spraying this to simulate rain on some places, and when you spray the forest, see the water's clean because it's filtered through the trees and it's clean. But when you spray in the neighborhood, see all this stuff right here?
Yeah, all that dirt and stuff?
That's where people litter, so the water's not so clean.
So what can people do to make sure that our water's clean?
Recycle, recycle, and recycle.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be electrical engineer. I have my whole future planned out with this guy. He knows the degrees we're going to get in electrical engineering, and then we're going to try batteries. Then we're going to try to get into NASA and one day own it.
Very big, lofty goals.
Yeah, and we have two things that mankind has always wanted to do, but couldn't do, and we have both of those things all planned out.
And what are those things?
Travel the speed of light and levitate. Hovercraft.
You can't levitate now, can you?
No, but
you're working on it.
Yeah. Magnets.
I am here to save lives.
What happened?
He came from out of nowhere.
When people need help, I respond.
During a crisis, I remain calm.
She's got a head injury.
I am a 911 dispatcher, and you can be one too.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
The Consolidated Dispatch Agency has openings for public safety communications operators. Dispatchers earn nearly $30,000 a year with benefits, receive on-the-job training, and have a flexible schedule. If you want to save lives, visit talgov.com and apply today.
My mommy taught me to count. 1, 2, 3.
Character isn't developed overnight. It starts when children are small, from birth to 5. What you as a parent do now will have a profound impact on the men and women your children will become. Think about that. You are your child's first teacher, and the Early Learning Coalition is here to help. To find out how the Early Learning Coalition can support you in your role as a parent, call us at 385-0504 or visit us on the web at www.elcbigbend.org.
Whether it's for a day or for an hour, visiting one of Tallahassee's many city parks is something my family and I always enjoy. Our parks provide the perfect setting for children of all ages to explore, grow, and connect with nature. In support of Every Kid in a Park initiative, the city is proud to host a variety of fun activities in select parks each month through September. Visit talgov.com for more details on how to connect our community's children to the great outdoors, one park at a time.
us a little bit about these electric buses. I think Star Metro has 5 buses, am I right?
That's correct. We have 5 buses, and each have been in service about 3.5 years now, like I said, and they've come a long way. They've made a lot of changes, and looking forward to a lot more changes in the future.
So tell me about the environmental impacts of these buses. I think they're zero emission, all electric. Is that right?
That's it. Zero emission, all electric. It's not a hybrid. It's totally electric. Battery packs. Each bus has a total of 8 battery packs. And like I said, no emission.
I've actually been on one of these buses as a passenger, and I was surprised. You don't hear a thing. There's no noise whatsoever. Is that right?
That's correct. Because of the electric engine, there's no more noise or anything like that. It's like real quiet. You can actually have a conversation on one of these buses. Okay, this is a little bit about the engine and stuff. Back here is the propulsion part of the bus. And we have the engine here, which if you really look at it, the size of the engine, it's incredible that how it can push a bus of this size. This is a 200 kilowatt engine. In layman's terms, it equals equivalent to a 295 horsepower motor, which is very good for this size, a bus. The average speed on this bus is around 50 miles an hour. Of course, they don't drive that during the route time because it's not necessary to drive 50 miles an hour. And this is the different components of the bus as far as the DC converter, which takes the high voltage, like I was saying, 380 volts down to the 24 volts DC, which runs the other electrical system on the bus, such as the radio, the lights, and that type of stuff.
What has been the reaction of passengers to the all-electric buses?
They've been very excited, and like I said earlier, some were surprised that we did have total electric buses. Some people didn't realize they've seen them on the road, but didn't realize that they didn't know if it was a hybrid or not. And when I tell them that it's totally electric, they were like, "Wow, that's pretty neat." So, very, very enthusiastic and excited about the buses.
I represent the amount of plastic bags that one person uses in a year when they go shopping at the grocery store. And I think it's a nice way to kind of bring a fun air to the topic, because it's a negative topic. Nobody really wants to think about the bad things that are happening to the environment, the huge plastic pollution problem we have. But I think that plastic bag reduction is actually something that local citizens, regular people can do. It's in our hands to start that movement, to show that we care about the issue, and then hopefully it'll get up to the political level.
Okay. And can I ask you, how many bags are on your suit?
500.
And that's how many one person will use in a year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And can you tell me some ways that shoppers can not rely on plastic bags? Are there other options out there for people to use?
Yeah, there's a lot of great options, and a lot of countries, cities across the world are actually doing it really well. A lot of even African countries, Europe, countries maybe we wouldn't think of as caring about plastic issues have already made regulations, and people are handling it just fine.
Here, this is kind of an interesting display.
This is a solar oven, and it's pretty overcast today, so these cookies aren't going to be cooking very quickly. If the sun comes out, though, and you smell cookies, run over, because once there's a bright spot and the sun's out, it takes about 12 minutes for those to cook up into cookies. So hopefully we'll get a little better weather.
Be food for the fire, right? Bring them in the backyard. I would love to.
They're wondering, can we eat it? We don't know what it is.
You know what you can do? Sometimes the picture's hard to tell, but let me tell you.
What this is, it's an oil with microscopic iron particles suspended inside. And when you apply the neodymium magnet, or it's basically a fancy word for a very strong magnet, it will levitate into the magnetic field that you can see here.
Oh! Wow!
Yeah, so you can see here that you're actually able to see the magnetic field. And then when you remove it,
that is kind of interesting.
water sits there and it dissolves enough of the calcium, it becomes what we call super saturated in calcium. And so what happens is when the water goes away, the calcium starts to align with itself, and you get these cool crystals that come out of it. And you can kind of see that with these shells here.
It's like a geo.
Man.
Kids in the park.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is a lot of information. I think my head's hurting. Is that normal when you're learning about science? My head started feeling a little funny. I was starting to experience something I had never felt before. I was simply learning too much information.
You can kind of see right here how the heavier stuff settles at the bottom, but this came from Polk County, and it's interesting because Polk County actually produces 50% of all the United States phosphate in terms of fertilizer. The dugong is pretty much an ancient manatee. Acid actually breaks down limestone. This is pretty much a smaller version of this. These are all tiny little shells, but you just can't see it with your eye.
But you can kind of see the little pore spaces in between. That's from the acid rainwater going through. This pore space is really important for the Florida aquifer because it kind of works like a big sponge and it holds all
our water. And this is kind of like our big version of it.
Magnets.
Microscopic iron particles suspended inside, and when you apply the neodymium magnet,
I think I need a break. It's like overload. There's so much science.
Mike and Judy are far from retiring. They have plans with friends, plans with family, and plans with each other. Now, plans are easier than ever to make and change thanks to the special phone Mike received through the FTRI Equipment Distribution Program. Florida residents who are deaf, hard of hearing, deaf-blind, or speech-impaired are eligible. Choose from a variety of devices, all available at no cost. Make plans to contact FTRI today to learn more. It's easy, it's convenient, and you won't have to shell out a dime.
The City of Tallahassee opens its training and workforce development program to all of you.
I'm more sensitive to my employee needs, more open to their ideas.
Everyone needs improvement, whether they think they do or not.
Our courses educate, motivate, and we can affect employee behavior. FYI courses will help improve workplace learning and performance.
This is an investment in my future. It's priceless.
Local training that's affordable and excellent.
I want to be the best I can be on my job. These courses are a great way to help me do that.
We're pleased to share with all of you our proven training and workforce development program. Enroll today at talgov.com.
Hey, Grandpa, I can hear the ocean. Think you could hear it on your new phone?
Yes, I'm sure I could.
Thanks to the FTRI Equipment Distribution Program, Florida residents who have hearing loss can qualify at no cost for a phone that lets you hear clearly when you make or receive a call.
You know what's better than hearing the sound of the ocean? Hearing the sound of your voice on my new amplified phone.
Contact FTRI to see if you qualify for a specialized phone. You won't have to shell out a dime.
With all this information, my mind raced to put together the pieces. What did it all mean? Why can't life just be simple, like the ducks? a couple of minutes of being alone, I began to relax. My mind returned back to its original state. I was finally ready to return once more to Science Saturday. That looks like that could do some damage.
It could, absolutely. They are big chickens, though. We've had house cats tree them before. And a wild bear that's never seen people, they don't want anything to do with us. They can smell a mile away, and they just want to get out of town.
I would help her if she You got cool colored pens. What exactly is composting? So composting is kind of nature's way of recycling. So any of your food scraps from the kitchen or any of your yard debris, so leaves, twigs, anything like that, grass clippings even, you can put it into a pile. It's basically a way of making free soil by recycling all of your food scraps in your yard debris. So we're kind of promoting recycling and sustainability. So we have a lot of giveaways that promote waste reduction. So this is a produce pouch. So when you go to the grocery store, a lot of times you put them in the plastic bags and then you have to throw them away. So this is a way that you can bring this back every time and you don't have to throw anything away. So you can put your fruit and your vegetables in here.
Very cool, very cool. I've never even seen one of these.
Yeah, I know, they're really cool. I bring them every time, just like I remember to bring my reusable bag. You bring this as well to the grocery store.
And can you tell us a little bit about why it's so important to recycle?
Absolutely. I mean, we only have a limited amount of resources, and a lot of times it takes a lot of energy to make these materials, and then we're too used to just throwing them away. We can recycle them and reuse them again. We're offering a lot of free services to kind of help out people in the community, and we do a lot of educational programs to teach people about recycling, and we have a community garden grant, so we support community gardens in the Leon County area. So anyone who wants to start a school garden or a neighborhood garden can apply, and they can win up to $1,000 in financial assistance and in-kind support from our office.
And where can people go to find more information about your services?
They can go to www.growinggreen.org, and that's our Office of Sustainability website.
All right, ready?
Until all our daughters are safe. Until all our children have families. Until all our families have homes. Until all our parents are cared for. We'll be here.
Mom, I really miss Grandma. We had so much fun on our trip.
Well, why don't you give her a call? Here, I'll show you. First dial 711. When the operator answers, give them Grandma's number.
Hi, Grandma.
Florida Relay connects people who are deaf, hard of hearing, deaf, blind, and speech impaired with standard telephone users, relaying the conversation back and forth.
Grandma says she misses me, too.
To make a Florida Relay call, dial 711 or visit ftri.org to learn more.
Hi, I'm Daryl Gwynn. In 1990, I was injured in a race car accident.
And I'm Tony Stewart. Motor vehicle crashes account for the majority of brain and spinal cord injuries in Florida, and most can be prevented.
Always wear your seatbelt and never text and drive or drink and drive.
This is Frank Terrell. I'm joining my friends in keeping Floridians from sustaining lifelong catastrophic injuries. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Health in partnership with the Terrell Family Foundation and the Daryl Gwynn Foundation.
Before you know it, termites can cause major damage to your home. The best way to guard against termites is to use a licensed pest control company. After a thorough inspection of your home, the licensed pest control operator will provide you with a written contract stating the type of termites covered, if they will repair termite damage or simply retreat, any disclaimers, limitations, or exclusions, and whether they will provide routine inspections. A signed contract assures that the work will be done and that every treatment will follow strict state regulations. Contact us for information on protecting your home against termites.
We're going on the bus, Mom.
So it seems like we have a line of kids waiting to get on this bridge. So can you tell me a little bit about the bridge and what it is, how it works, what it's called, all of the good stuff?
So it's called the Leonardo's Bridge, and it has no nails, no glue, no anything. Just the way the members are stacked on each other and the way you assemble it, it supports itself. So it was actually invented by Leonardo da Vinci for troops so that you could just make it on your own without anything else, just a bunch of sticks, and you could cross over a river or anything.
Hey, Astor, go ahead and back up.
We're the largest student organization at the College of Engineering for FAMU FSU, and we are the American Society of Civil Engineers and the Florida Engineering Society. So with the Florida Engineering Society, we have a couple different disciplines together, and we make things like this and a steel bridge and a concrete canoe every year, and just go out and show the community what you can do.
I'm a little bit afraid of heights. If I fall,
this is a true
I'm coming for you.
So as long as you put compression in the middle, it is completely up to the wood.
Okay. Woo!
Got it.
Are you sure?
And you can put your feet on the side.
I feel the science.
Do you feel the science? There you go.
We're doing some leadership skills while we're enjoying science today.
You got it.
Woo.
You're almost there.
Jump off the side.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready. Don't worry.
We could do it. We could do like a dirty dancing. You ready?
Bring it on.
Science is really cool, as you can see, and absolutely scary. Is this one a female or male?
It's a female. They come from Africa and they make good pets.
That makes a good pet?
It does. Very easy. Easy to keep. Feed once a week.
Did you learn anything today at Science Saturday? Ooh, I think she likes it.
I think the benefit of being a public utility is we understand the usefulness of community outreach events such as these to really connect with our customers on a one-on-one level. We sign people up for energy audits. We're talking to them about problems with their billing, what we can do to help.
I'd just like to thank everybody who is participating at this and say thank you to all of the children of all ages who have come on out to enjoy it.
I don't know about you guys, but I certainly learned a lot. In fact, I think I probably learned more at this event than I have in all of my years becoming a doctor. Who knew? I'm Heather Teter with WCOT, and we hope to see you somewhere next time on location.